I don't know where. I got this diamond I don't know how to shine. In the sun where the dark winds wail, and these children leave their rulers behind.
JDC is a bunch of tough Jews who make things happen.
JDC provides rescue to Jews in danger, such as in Georgia or Ethiopia. Provides relief to Jews who are at risk or destitute, such as in the Baltics or Moldova. Supports Jewish life in developing Jewish communities outside of North America, such as in the former Soviet Union or Cuba.
They help Israel meet the needs of its most vulnerable citizens, such as immigrant children, the disabled, or the chronically unemployed.
And they offer a Jewish response to natural and man-made disasters and non-sectarian development needs around the world, such as after the tsunami.
JDC is engaging young Jewish activists to respond to international needs through overseas service programs. Young people from all around the world are contributing to these international Jewish communities by working with the JDC to visit, learn, and work on the ground with diverse Jewish populations. In addition to service, JDC's volunteers and fellows grapple with current political and economic issues faced by the communities they visit and explore their own values relating to Jewish identity. To me, being part of a global Jewish community means that we're responsible for one another.
So many people think that all Jews live here in the United States, or they all live in New York, or they all live in Israel, and that's it. But there are just millions of Jews that are living very exciting, vibrant Jewish lives around the world.
In Cuba, there's so many similarities. You go into Jewish synagogue and you see Jewish stars and you see the same sort of prayer books. You know, theirs was half in Spanish and half in Hebrew, and I'm used to saying half English, half Hebrew, but it's the same idea regardless of what community you're in.
In Ethiopia, we got to see a small village that had just had a school built. We got to see these first and second graders who got to get new books.
Well, when I found out that I was going to live in Turkey for the year with the JDC, at first I screamed because I was so excited. And once I got there, the community just welcomed me. They took me right in, and you sort of knew what it meant to have a global Jewish identity.
You go to these places and they treat you like family.
For me, Morocco was so interesting because it was kind of like getting a glimpse of what my parents went through and how they grew up in Iran, a minority Jewish community living in a Muslim country. And seeing that was certainly special, because I know that I would not have the opportunity to go back to where my parents grew up.
I found out that my great-grandparents were from Ukraine, and they were from Dnipropetrovsk, which is the city that I lived in. And my great-grandfather, he owned 2 furniture stores in the city. One of them was about a 10-minute walk from my house, and it's where I did a lot of my food shopping. And when I would go, I would imagine, oh, this is where my great-grandfather must have had his store. And I was so happy to be able to share that with my family.
Something that was really interesting about being in a communist country and having, you know, a family history of coming from communism was that could be my family, that could have been anybody I know's family. If they had moved to Cuba and not moved to the United States, it was that kind of connection. And I think hearing similar stories from my grandparents about what they had gone through and what they had lived, it made it, here was like the real life example, and I think it felt a connection to that.
Why not get involved with the JDC is my question.
I think creating a global Jewish community is really important.
When I talk to my friends about the JDC, I basically tell them that they are doing the most critical work and are basically some of the unsung heroes of the Jewish community.
It's my dream to be involved in international relations and aid work and relief work. And in a nutshell, the JDC allows me to do all of that. It's under the umbrella of a Jewish cause. And it's very personal, and there's no end to how involved you can get.
I'm really happy to be part of JDC, and I think that it does fulfill the tikkun olam. It really does fulfill the helping others the world over.
I got involved with the Next Gen initiatives, and I planned 2 events inside Jewish India and inside Jewish Germany.
You're interested in education, you're interested in medicine, or you're interested in public speaking. I mean, there are 1,000 different ways to get involved.
JDC is such an amazing organization because it's Jewish in nature, but it also helps non-Jews around the world. It's really global in its perspective, and it's there to really provide support to communities who need it and are looking for it.
It's just helping people, and it's doing it effectively and doing it well. And I think that's being a good Jew. I think that's being a mensch. It's one of the things that I was raised to do.
This is a 95-year-old organization that needs a little bit of a breath of fresh air, and so we need that, and it's going to help revitalize something that already works so well.